there was one toilet in the garage that we had to share, and when I would go in and the toilet seat would be up, like I would just lose it.
Huge congratulations on this
Thank
career.
you.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's just so cool to see all your success, like the Oscar nomination and everything. I love the way Formula One drivers celebrate with the champagne spray.
Yes.
How did you celebrate your BAFTA win?
How did I celebrate my BAFTA? And you know, it's crazy because when you're doing all that, the very next day you have to go leave to something else. So I came back from the BAFTAs maybe around 4 a.m, had like a sandwich or something with my brother, and then 2 hours later somebody came and took my dress.
A sandwich.
So the reality is actually not that glamorous. Yeah, they took the dress away at like 8 a.m. or something.
Stop.
Yeah, and then I had to pack and leave and go on to another thing.
Well, I hope the sandwich was nice.
The sandwich actually was. Yeah, it was. That was probably the nicest part of it. Is being on your own and like relaxing afterwards. Yeah.
It was so cool that Lewis Hamilton was involved as a producer. I'm so curious now, did he kind of give you any advice on how it all goes on behind the scenes?
No, well, not to me particularly, because he was racing like in real life while we were filming. So I was a little reluctant to be like nagging him, you know, and so also he came to the set a couple of times, but there was nothing really like that I needed to ask him. I had a strategist, Bernie Collins, who's from Ireland and actually was a real life strategist in Formula One, and I asked her way more questions because she kind of had my job in real life, so it was a little bit like I could ask her the technical kind of things that I needed to understand.
Got you. Just admiring Lewis, but getting
Indeed
advice from there. But it is interesting because you play the first female technical director in F1 in this kind of made up F1 world, we'll say. I'm just so curious to know, for you kind of coming into that, how was that?
I really didn't see it as like, oh, I'm the only woman. I mean, the only time I felt like the only woman, and even that I wasn't, like we had crew members who were female, and Callie Cook, who plays like the young mechanic as well. But the only time I ever felt the male-female thing was like there was one toilet in the garage that we had to share, and when I would go in and the toilet seat would be up, like I would just lose it. That was the only time I realised that there was more men than women, because we were all sharing this one toilet sometimes and we couldn't go back to our trailers.
That's funny.
But otherwise, I mean, like, you know, I my first job was Martin McDonagh play where I was the only girl, so I'm kind of used to doing things where I'm the only girl.
I guess Banshees as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just to have such a habit of this.
Like, kind of used to it by now.
And it was so cool that it was kind of like side by side. I guess you've really got immersed in the world of F1. And I know you said it was a bit kind of like live theatre, which you're obviously no stranger to. I'd love to know if there was any of your previous like projects, TV, film, that you could also perform in front of a live audience. What would you go for?
Ooh, my previous thing, geez, that's a hard question if I was to do it live. God, I don't know. Like, do you know what's crazy is like when I finish something, I don't really remember doing it. Like, it's like almost like when it's over, like you clear the slate and I just move on. So like even the other day we had this game where they were asking us technical F1 questions and I hadn't a clue, and I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to know like I didn't know homework, which isn't true. I knew it at the time, but when I end something I sort of walk away.
You almost need to prep again for the junkets, like.
Yeah, you do. It's exhausting.
I won't put you on the spot, don't worry. I'd love to know, just as a final question, we're obviously talking about driving and everything. What are the 3 songs that are like an essential for you going on a road trip?
Oh, okay, so if I was driving really fast, obviously carefully at night time, you know, not recklessly, I would play The Prodigy Breathe.
Great tune.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then if I was to put on another song, so when I used to bring my dogs to a dog beach on the way home, like they'd be really tired, and I'd put on these little lullabies, and I'd put on, Moon River. Oh my God.
That's a lovely song.
They'd fall, little Jack Russell, she was chubby, and she'd fall asleep to Moon River in the back of the car. I know.
Oh,
and then the third one I would put on would probably be maybe the Smiths. Please, please, please let me get what I want. I love the Smiths.
Great.
Yeah.
What an array of tunes. That's fantastic. So nice to meet you, and huge
Yeah,
congratulations
thanks a
on this.
million.
So nice to see your career just taking
Thanks
off.
So
nice to
much.
meet you. See you.
Appreciate
Thank
it
you
so
so
much.
much.